Hey, what's up? I'm here with the guys in Rival Sons. I've got Jay and Scott here. Guys, how are you?
Hi, Graham.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Welcome back to Canada. Welcome back to Toronto. This is kind of a home away from home for you guys. We're at Cherry Cola's. You guys really dig this place, eh?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, right from the beginning. First time to Toronto. This became the stomp right away.
It suits your band, I feel. You know, the ambiance of the place.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got obviously a really groovy, mellow vibe. The people that come here, second to none. You know, great people.
So you guys did really well in Canada, and I'm just curious. You know, why do you guys think that is? You know, what? Tell me about breaking in Canada. I guess before the States, 'cause you guys are from LA. For anybody watching that doesn't know that, but you guys do really well here. Is it trippy for you guys? Do you have any explanation to it at all?
Yeah, it's really trippy. It's really was just a serendipitous thing. We came through here with the IndyCar series, playing the track, and randomly kind of picked Cherry Cola's to play, and made a bunch of friends, had a great time, fell in love with the city and the people, and I don't know, from there it just picked up.
Yeah, this is kind of like the epicenter of the earthquake. Literally, Cherry Cola's. Just spread from there, built a lot of relationships. People started flipping out.
Is that why you guys keep coming back up to Toronto? You know, I mean, just because you guys did well here?
We just come here because we like it here.
It's colder, though, You guys are from LA,
Not in love with the cold. Not in love with the cold, but we'll deal with it.
I have to ask the Canadian question and ask if you guys are hockey fans, especially because, you guys are loved by Canadians. So are you guys hockey guys? Do you guys watch the Kings? I figured maybe.
You're talking to the wrong half of the band.
Okay.
The other half of the band, big-time hockey fans.
Okay, cool. Wait, do they play? Do they watch? They watch, yeah?
Robin played. Our bass player played. He's dual citizen, so he's a Canuck himself. So yeah, he played, and our drummer is a big sports fan. He watches everything. People ask us who our favorite sports teams are. We're like, the Who?
Well, hey, let's talk about the Who. Let's talk about Zeppelin and the Kinks. Those are three bands that you guys have been compared to, and I just wonder, is that's got to be an immense trip. Are you used to being compared to those bands?
Oh yeah. We get it all the time. But
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. These are the giants. These are the kings. You know what I mean? These are the people that the gods. They built the format that we all live in. They built the songs and wrote the songs that are like the memories of a lot of people's lives. That you feel things to. But yeah, it's just a great compliment. We love those bands.
Definitely that feeling, though. Like, people go, oh, man, you guys are like the Kinks. You guys are like Zeppelin. And it's like, slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Only the best of those bands. Only the best songs of those bands, though. Yeah.
Talk about, pressure and time, because I know it's been out for a while now, and I guess I have a couple questions surrounding it, but people are going to be familiar with that song. It's also the title of the record. And just doing a bit of reading on you guys and the way you work, is it at all, a mention of that idea of, doing things quickly and getting things done and not thinking about stuff too much?
Absolutely. That's when we went in to record, it was specifically to go for that ethic, just to do it. Didn't have songs written, had a couple of ideas, but really get in there and just see what we're made of, prove it.
Yeah, we were coming off of like a 4-week tour. We knew we weren't going to have time to write, but we were actually happy that we weren't going to write. So we had this whole idea. We'd be driving. I'd be driving. Jay'd be sitting next to me. We just play music, kind of get an idea for our headspace. And we really knew the record we wanted to make, and we just wanted to make sure it was as honest and unwatered down and not overproduced, not overwritten, just really off the cuff and a visceral kind of expression, And doing it this way would ensure that, going in immediate.
Is that still the philosophy of the band? Because I know you guys are taping next month.
Yeah, pretty strongly. I mean, anytime a band goes in to make a record, or at least for us, I would like to think this of other bands that are in the genre. But making a record is really a snapshot of who the band is at that particular moment. For us, it's always changing. We're not the band we were 3 months ago. We've done so much touring and everything. It's constantly evolving. So when you get in there and you make a record, it's like a photograph of who you are right at that moment.
Are there times, when you're in a band and you have, let's say, a song or a record, whatever, EP, the older stuff, let's say, you know, it's that snapshot in time. And I know for me, even just with like Facebook or something, I'll look at like a picture 2 years ago and I'm like, oh, what the fuck, you know? I was wearing a really stupid shirt, you know? Like, do you guys have moments like that with music, or, you know, maybe lyrics you've written, or like, you know, you change, or there's stuff you're like, I don't know if I really agree with what I was saying there, you know what I mean?
Well, you really, you know.
Or is it once it's out there, it's out there?
Well, it's kind of, you know, like Bob Dylan said it best, don't look back.
Yeah.
You know, you don't look back. You just look at it and go, yeah, that's who I was. Yeah.
I think musically, we're proud of everything we've made. You know, it's not as much as being disappointed or going, I wish we didn't make that, as just wanting to move forward quickly. You know, you want to get to the next thing. You know, where we finish a record and then they do this setup work, and it takes time for the record to come out. By the time the record has come out, we're ready to make another record. Right. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jay, we were just talking about this off camera. You know, how good did it feel when you initially released Pressure and Time, you know, considering you were just telling me how long it was in the bank, but, you know, did you guys have that feeling when you were like, okay, it's finally out? You know, what did that do for you guys, you know, getting out there and finally playing it, you know?
Yeah, well, we had been playing those songs for a bit, you know.
That people could follow along to because it was out, you know?
But everybody was asking, you know, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? But
I think
felt good.
The fun really came when we started to tour more steadily on the record, because then you're getting the people enjoying the songs, and they take on a whole new life once they become their songs and not our songs as much. It's a relationship.
Does that keep it fresh for you guys? Because I know, you know, if you're, did you ever get sick of the stuff, or is it still a blessing to you guys? You know what I mean?
We get entirely sick of it. Yeah, we get absolutely sick of it, but we might not be sick on stage. But of course, you know, we've probably listened to our record like twice in the last, like, since it's been out. You know, we don't so much listen to it, we're performing it. Like I said, it takes on a new life, and how the fans react to certain things. We might play a song in one place and go, it was fine. You know, we had a good time. We gave it to them how we give it to them. Next night, that song might be that region's, like, that is their song. And it just becomes a really great, exciting moment. So it definitely keeps the material fresh.
What can you tell us about the new record? I mean, obviously this stuff's ready to be recorded. So what can you tell us, I guess, about it? Are there any themes? You know, what does it sound like? That kind of stuff.
I have no idea.
Well,
I have no. It's like I've got a whole bunch of ideas. You know, we have kicking around upstairs, but it's really going to be, you know, it's got to come to fruition.
It's going to be like the best, only the best of The Who and the Kinks. No, no. To be honest, man, we're doing this record quite like we did the last record. We're here right now. We're going to go home for 5 days, and we're going to go make the record. So we've been on tour the whole time. We're not sitting around in a studio writing songs, just as we did the last record, you know. So it'll be visceral and immediate. It'll be what we're feeling like in the moment. That's what we will be giving people.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're pregnant right now, and we know it's going to be a very defiant boy. Cool. But we can't tell you, you know, the hair color, the eye color.
So you're like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie where a guy gets pregnant, sort of.
No.
Was that Total Recall?
I don't know. That's where his eyes explode, I think.
Right. Yeah, I can't keep up
Mars.
with Schwarzenegger movies.
Are you guys feeling that second record? Well, I guess now that it's not technically your second record, I guess it be your third?
It's technically our fourth.
Technically the fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you feeling pressure there, considering the amount of expectations people have off of Pressure and Time now? So people have heard that record. People did really well for you guys. Are you aware of that side of things? You know.
Nope.
I mean, I think there's always hope and like some expectation that people will enjoy what you make with any art ever. You know what I mean? But really, we're doing it how we do it.
Yeah, we're just going to be, you know, it's going to come out however it's supposed to come out. We can only do what we do. So, and for me, you know, we're excited to see how this record turns out.
Yeah, once you start people pleasing with art, that's where it's where the integrity ends. You know.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. No straw hat with Kane.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be a rap metal album.
It might be.
Auto-tune?
Yeah, both of those maybe. Yeah.
No. I really wanted to ask you guys about this. I saw this on your Wikipedia page. I'm not too sure if it's correct, but it says you guys have a Wikipedia. It says something about veganism and spirituality, and that you guys promote these things. Is that true?
We practice them.
Yeah, the whole band. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as a rock and roll band, we probably don't promote spirituality, but we practice on our own.
Yeah, definitely.
We might promote veganism a little bit more, but I wouldn't even say.
We have a Wikipedia page that's doing it for us.
Apparently, yeah, we don't have to promote it because Wiki does it.
Yeah, we've all, everybody in the band basically has a different spiritual path and everything. So there's not too much in common other than each of us being deeply rooted, in those, and all of us being vegans and vegetarians and everything. Totally coincidence, and it's pretty trippy.
Cool. It's a healthy way to live.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good karma.
Yeah. I want to ask you guys a little bit about, your musical history just coming up and what you guys were listening to when you were growing up. What were the first bands that connected to you guys and, made you, let's say Scott pick up a guitar or Jay start singing?
Well, I was raised on a lot of early rock and roll, mid 60s British rock and roll. So probably those bands were probably my initial, Pink Floyd, the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin, Jeff Beck, the Animals. A lot of that, it was around. The Doors. This was just around because it was on radio, and it's what my folks and my family listened to. Hendrix, huge. But as soon as I got into it, and I had enough knowledge to want to play guitar and understand what they were doing, I followed it back a little bit further to the blues on my own, and that's what really probably lit my fire a lot more. Guys like Muddy Waters, Robert Johnson, Howlin' Wolf, Son House, and on like this.
Yeah, I think for me, I went a little bit backwards from Scott's approach. For me, I remember my pop having, the box set of Robert Johnson, that being played a lot, Joni Mitchell, listening to vinyl and looking through these records. Really just fell in love with, more than anything, with the voice and listening to the human voice and tripping out on that, about how everybody's got this different tone. Everybody has a different way of doing it. And that really got me going. I didn't really get into rock and roll until I think I was 15, 14 or 15. Or no, that's not true. I was 14. I got some Hendrix, and it blew my mind.
I'll do that, man.
Yeah, I had grown up hearing it and everything, but I really got it. I really got it at that age. And then from there, moved straight on to Zeppelin, and then, so much.
What about new bands? Were there any bands now that you guys think are doing the right things, that are cool bands, that are about music and about, the right stuff in rock, I guess, still?
I think Jack White's got a great batting average,
Yeah.
He's got a great batting average. The Black Keys.
You guys are recording in Nashville as well. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Black Keys, I think, are great. Who's that? The Heartless Bastards?
Heartless Bastards.
Really good,
great.
really
Yeah,
good stuff.
I like the Black Angels. They're a different type of thing. Great band. There's a lot of great bands right now. Maybe less rock and roll happening, but I think there's a lot of great music, maybe more than ever, happening right now.
Other great music. You got stuff like the Fleet Foxes.
Yep.
That's good.
Great band.
That's good music. Yep. Bon Iver. Bon Iver's pretty good. Yep. And there's tons of other stuff. For us, we end up, because we're traveling so much, and we live the FedEx package lifestyle. Yeah. We're always in transit somewhere, so there's not a whole lot of time to sit and search out music, and even when we're talking to people, not that much. So
how do you guys maintain relationships, when you're traveling all the time? Are you guys, how are you guys as a band in that sense, because a lot of bands break up or they get pissed, how are you guys as a unit that way?
We're really fortunate. Sometimes we fist fight, but that's probably a good thing. But more than usual, we get along really well.
You guys aren't fans of hockey, really? You fist fight in the band? That's like fighting at practice.
I'm a fan of the fights in hockey.
Okay, there you go.
Fighting's older than hockey is.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
Well, depends on who you ask up here.
Guys, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck with the new record. Can't wait to hear it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.